Hello everyone. Today I will be demoing the Salesforce List View Auto Refresh extension. So this browser extension works on all Chromium browsers like Microsoft Edge, Opera, Google Chrome, Brave, and many others. So when you install the extension, you'll be taken to the welcome page. You could also go to the extension's welcome page by clicking the icon here for the Salesforce List View Auto Refresh extension. So it shows you the welcome and user guide. When you go here, it will show you the features it has. We'll go through those. You can also access the demo video from here, some instructions to use the extension, links to get support by email, one-on-one call, share your feedback, reviews, and feature requests, and access a curated list of productivity tools for Salesforce. There's some FAQ sections here that you can go through, and you could also configure refresh intervals from the options page here. So the first tab shows you all the configurations that exist currently. So I have set up the refresh intervals for account object and contact object. Within account, there are two list views for which I have set the refresh intervals. For all accounts, I've set it for 2 minutes. For copy of B accounts, I've set it to 1 minute 13 seconds. And for contact object, there is an all contacts list view. I've set it to 5 minutes and the status is inactive. You could control and edit the configurations here itself. When you click the edit, it will pop up all the required details within this form. You can change the timer. I've changed it to 1 minute, update the configuration, and it has successfully updated here. You could deactivate, activate, or delete the configurations. The difference between deactivate and pause, we'll go through that when I show you how the timer runs. The settings page, you can enable or disable it to show console logs for debugging purpose. You could also export the backup and import the configurations. On clicking the export configuration, it will export all the set refresh intervals as a CSV file, as a JSON file, and you can import it when you want to take it to another machine or a browser. The support and feedback tab shows you the link to the videos and the support to get queries answered on email or on call. Let's go to Salesforce, go to a standard app, which is not a console app, and go to a list view object. Let's go to accounts. So now here you would see this blue header or a blue banner, which is put in by the extension. It shows you the object API name, which is same as that you can see in the URL. It shows you the list view label, which is same as you see here, BE accounts, and it shows you the status, whether a refresh configuration has been set for this list view or not. It shows there is no config set. On the right hand side, you could go to the options page directly and add new configuration directly here or edit the existing ones. I would recommend going to the list view and adding a configuration using the plus icon because it is less likely to make mistakes while entering the the object API name and list view names. Click on the plus icon, set the interval with hours, minutes, seconds as you prefer. Let's set it to 10 seconds. Confirm. You see now that the status changes to config found, active, timer running for 10 seconds. On the right hand side, you would see refreshing in the timer as it runs down. It starts from 10, goes down to 0, and it will automatically refresh as you see now. Yeah, and now the timer starts again. So this will continue, and if you want to pause the timer, you can pause it You see it is paused in 5 seconds. On the left hand side, you could see the timer is paused. You could also edit the refresh interval from here. Let me send it to 15 now. And you could also deactivate the configuration. So the difference between deactivating and pausing a timer is when you deactivate a configuration, you cannot use the timer controls like pause and resume because you have deactivated the configuration. When you try to resume, it will say that activate the configuration to enable the timer controls. So you click the green icon, it shows you that the configuration is active and the timer is running. Now if I pause it, I can resume it when I like. So if you are doing an inline edits, I would recommend you pause the timer, do your inline edits, save it, and resume the timer if you would like. You could also delete the configuration from here or go into the options page. Let's change the list view now to copy of BE accounts. You would see that the extension will reload the header with the new list view name. I would recommend always validating that the label or the list view name is same as you see in this list view. Copy of BE accounts, copy of BE accounts. In case where you see unknown list view written here, you could always switch to another list view and come back. That could happen sometimes if the extension is not able to extract the correct list view. So you switch the list view, come back, it would work as expected. Now you see for copy of BE accounts, the timer interval is set as 1 minute 13 seconds and currently it's running at 27, 26, 25 seconds. Let's change the object and go to contacts. You could see that it has correctly identified that we are on the contact object from the URL itself. We are on the recently viewed list view, same as what is displayed here by Salesforce List View. No configuration is found. Let's go to all contacts. Yeah. So for all contacts, it says that the configuration is found, but it is deactivated. And the refresh interval is set to 5 minutes. You can see it here as well that you see a green button which says to activate the configuration. So when you click activate, it will start the timer at 5 minutes. Let's switch to split view. When you when you switch to a split view, you would see the left hand side panel where you can see the list views, and on the right hand side you see the records. An important point to note here is I am currently in a standard app, which could also be a custom app, but it is a non-console app. So you do not have a primary navigation. Here you would see the objects listed in this format. Here you could also change the list view. Let's go to my contacts. It will reload the header and you could see that no configuration has been set. You could set the configuration here as you like. Let us switch to a console app. I will switch to Service Console. On the console app, you would see there is a primary navigation panel here, which is different from the standard apps or non-console apps, because a standard app can also be a custom app. And the extension works in the split view. So left hand side is the split view, which you can collapse and expand. When I change the object here, it changes the object and list views in this split view. I can go to employees object as well. So and add the configuration as I would like. On the right hand side is the list view in a console tab. So in the console tabs are nothing but these tabs which I am highlighting. Okay. Currently the extension does not work in table view in a console tab, but It does work when you view the table view independently. So for example, right now I'm in employees object and I can see the list view here. It works here. I can go back to accounts. So it has correctly identified BE accounts with the timer of 15 seconds. So this is a table view. It works here in console apps. If I go back to the split view, it works in the split view as well, but it wouldn't work on the right hand side table view. We are working on adding a feature to add configurations for timers in the table view and console tab as well. If you face any issues or any bugs while using the app, you can always go through the support and feedback and send an email, schedule a call, or share your feedback in a form on any feature request or issues which you face. Thank you. Hope you like this app.